Yo, what's goody? This is Dream Rich TV. This your boy DjIndy500. Got a special guest today, my man Jesse Black. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. What about yourself?
Can't complain. Just another day, gotta grind.
You complain, but I probably won't listen to you. I'll listen to you, but you.
Right? I mean, everybody's got them struggles, right?
Right.
But how's things been going? You still, producing, engineering,
You know what?
Going?
Man. So life has been a little bit of a whirlwind. You know what I'm saying? So I still dibble and dabble with the production. You know what I'm saying? I still pull out the machine and, get to playing around with that. I still do it. You know what I'm saying? I had a beat battle with some of the greatest talents out here right now. Truancy, T. Clark, Boogie. We battled it out. Boogie just had another battle. So, we doing that and, we having fun, doing that. But, like, as far as with, like, doing it like I was doing it, like some years ago, no, I'm not doing it as much as that. And then the engineering, I'm not even doing that. Matter of fact, I ain't touched a engineering mixing board in so long, bro. I don't even know what it feel like no more.
Yeah? Wow.
But I mean, when I was doing this, I was real gung-ho about, look, man, work for yourself, be your own entrepreneur, don't work for nobody else, just do everything for yourself.
Right.
And I did that for 6 years, really longer than that, because I started in 2005.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I really got started. I got my official ASCAP card when they was giving out the little plastic cards, you know what I'm saying? And, after all of that, I started to just like focus on like, I'm tired of working with this person, I just want to do it for myself. And I just figured out how to do it for myself. And 2010 we officially opened up the studio, and then from there it was just like, shit, I'm in this now. Like, right. It's time to make this
now
work.
You really gotta,
obligation. Right.
Feel like there's no turn back at that point.
Right.
Like you said, you started here at that time?
No, actually, in 2010 we opened our first studio up on 53rd and Broadway, right off Broadway. It used to be the Chicago hot dog stand. Where
that's Joe's now, right?
Yeah.
It's Joe's bar and grill.
So in the front, it was Chicago style Polish, and in the back, it was us. So that's where our studio was.
Oh,
in the back. Straight up. That was my first studio to get started. And the way I did that, man, I worked for a cell phone place. I started at US Cellular, then it was at Verizon Wireless, and I used that money. I put money in the 401k, did the whole 9 yards. Didn't have no plan of doing that, but one day. My guy called me and was like, hey man, I think we got a chance of having a placement. And I'm at work and I'm like, all right. And I'm like, with who? And he like, Malik Youssef. And I'm like, Malik Youssef? He's like, yeah, Malik Youssef. He's doing the album with Kanye and Kanye overseeing it, this, that, and the other. We get in there. I'm like, all right. He's like, but we got one problem. What's that? We got to have it done by the night. I'm like,
what done? The beat or what?
Yeah, the whole beat, everything. Okay. We had to do the beat. We had to get everything done. And then not only get it done, we had to get over to the studio in Chicago. Then we had to present it and cross our fingers. So I'm like, wow. All right, okay. So it was at that moment I'm like, all right, cool. I asked my boss at the time, hey, I just need the rest of the day off. We got to go. So we went back to my spot. At the time, I was living in Maple Leaf on 70-something Broadway, So we went back there, playing. We come up with this nice little riff, whatever the case may be. And we was like, yeah, I think this is it. Shoot out to Chicago. We didn't expect Malik Youssef to be there. So we get there, next thing you know, Malik Youssef walked through, and like, man, play me some joints. So we played what we had, right? He's like, that's cool. I was looking for some more R&B type stuff, which they told us. I'm like, okay. So then we pulled that out. He played that. He like, okay, yeah. And he just started spitting some poetry, because that's what Malik Youssef do. He's spitting some poetry going, and my guy who I'm talking about, SP, shout out to SP. He was like, I think he like it. I think we good. And we sitting in the studio. We just like, oh man. And then in my head, I'm like, is Kanye gonna hear this? Because that's what I'm like. I'm like, Kanye, please tell me Kanye gonna hear this, right? So all seemed well, and it was well. So they leave. We leave. All right, cool. We get a phone call from our manager at the time out in Chicago. He's like, hey, y'all made it on this album, Good Morning, Good Night. I think y'all gonna be on Good Night. I think that's what we ended up being on. I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, but Jesse, I need you to sit down. I'm like, why? Because I'm real territorial. So he's like, I need you to sit down. I said, why I need to sit down? He's like, look. He's like, man, Ye heard it. And Ye have like this producer he trying to put on too and trying to help out. And so he threw some bongos on there and they saying co-produced by him. I'm like, I blew a fucking gasket. Are you serious? Like, fuck that. And like I'm going off. The whole time I'm not thinking the bigger picture, like who gives a fuck Kanye West heard your shit. I didn't care about that. I fuck that, fuck this, fuck these motherfuckers. Yep. I ain't good enough, my shit ain't dope enough. You know, we
some fucking bongos.
Right. That shit, that's what you had to add. That's what was needed.
For one bar just repeated.
Right. You know,
not even a pattern.
Right.
Like,
so after I had cooled off, I talked to everybody. Everybody's like, bro, listen, Kanye heard your stuff. You better on the album. You got your first placement. Chalk it up for that. So I'm like,
right.
All right, then, I guess. But it was that moment that, for me, that was my moment of clarity to say, it's time for you to start working for somebody. It's time for you to start working for yourself. You shouldn't have had to ask no manager, no nothing for you to get permission to do your dream and try to make some money on it. So I'm like, shit. So I talked to my manager, who she loved me. Her name was Marcy. She said, look, you know what? I've heard your music. You are very good, and I never understood why you're still like here. You should be blowing up somewhere. So I understand whatever decision you make. So I was like, all right, put my 2 week in, and like Verizon, man, they cool as a fan. They was like, look, however long, we'll give you 8 weeks of unemployment so you can file for unemployment even though you quit. Thank you.
Bless
and on top of that, we gonna match your 401k.
Bless you.
Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yes, okay.
Definitely felt like you were going in the right direction at that point. Yeah.
So it was then that I felt like they would support me, So with all of the money that I got from what I had saved up from my 401k plus the unemployment's coming in, I put that and went out. We found at the time I got Aaron Green. He found us a spot. So I'm like, all right. And then I got Twan, Mr. Professor, who's also producer, engineer, dope. Yeah. Who's also, he's an excellent general contractor. He built the studio for us. I paid him bread. He was like, you know what I'm saying? He took care of me and built it and everything.
Sidebar, that's our studio on 50th and Broadway. Twan. Keep going.
So I'm like, bro, I need you to build me something nice. We went through the spec and he designed it. I designed it with him, built it, and then next thing you know, with money, we opened up business because I was like, I wasn't stupid about it. I knew my dream was to be a producer, but I knew at this time being a producer don't really make money. Yeah, you can take your beats, you can sell them, and at the time this is where releasing was going crazy. And I said, I know I could do that, but that shit's not guaranteed. I need a guarantee. So I treated it like my life in general. So I need something like my guaranteed cash money, like I was working at Verizon, and then I need to be able to do this on the side and have fun. So what else? Do a fucking studio. And at the time, I'm aggressive too. So at the time, there were multiple other studios in the area at the time. You had Rio had a studio at the time. You had I want to say Finger Roll. There was a studio down that way. There was a few. It was like 3 or 4 studios that were opened up.
Right.
And what I did was I went to every single studio. I was bogus. I didn't care. I went to every single studio, had an artist with me, buy studio time, and to find out what everybody's studio time and how much they was charging. Once I did that, I said, okay. I came back. I said, what do I really need to live off of? Can I live off $15 an hour? I could live off $15 an hour. So what I'm gonna do is charge $25, and then that undercuts everybody in the area and give the same type of quality that they're giving at a cheaper price. Why not? Same quality, cheaper price. That's no different than a drug game. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Give great quality, lower the price, get rid of the competition.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we did. When we did that, I'm not gonna say we single-handedly closed like a lot of the studios, but not too long after we did that, studios started to close down. So now for why they closed down, I'm not gonna say it was me, but of course the man, alpha male in me want to be like, yeah, I'm the one that made them close some shit. I'm not saying that's what it was though.
But more than likely at least had something. A piece. Even if it was only a half a reason, it was still probably a reason.
That's the competitive.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be real smart about it.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
true.
I'm saying? That's what I was. I just wanted to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be successful. So then, let's see, the people that opened it was myself, SP, Buster Brown, and my guy, Aaron Green and Boogie. We were the ones that opened it. Everybody, and then of course, just like with anything else, you start in a group, and people have opinions that you do this, do this. Now here's the funny thing. They came to me. I'm gonna tell you why I felt offended by them, because I took my hard-earned money, right? And then I built the studio. I made sure to get it built. And I'm like, hey y'all should, you know, get some other studios so we have like 3 studios in this spot back here. We could do this.
Right.
They're like, yeah, all right, bet. But I'm not thinking that they don't have the same hustle mentality as I do. They don't have the same grind to be like, all right, let's take this money. You know what? Fine, I ain't gonna eat this. I ain't gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. I ain't gonna do this. And let's put all this money towards here. They didn't have that in their mind. I did. It was in my blood, my DNA, my genetics. That's how I'm built.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I was like, I did everything. And I'm waiting on them. They didn't do a damn thing. Nothing came. They didn't even build they didn't get a piece of drywall, nothing. So then, but it was okay. We all still building here, cool, no problem. Let's all do our thing. Then they came and said, hey man, since you got a studio going, you should just pay the rent. So whoa. I know I put a studio in here, right? Why should I pay the rent? Oh, because you're using it. Oh, so when we weren't using it, we could pay equally, but now that I'm using it, I have to pay it all.
Right.
You know, it's 4 of us, bro. You know, and it wasn't like the rent was expensive. It was, at the time, I want to say the rent was like $450.
$110 a piece, that type shit. $110 a piece type shit. I understand. $110 every 30 days though.
Been there.
You understand though? Every 30 days though.
Right.
Same amount. Too.
Niggas ain't shit, bro.
Bro, so I'm like,
Get up.
so
I
if
can
that's
go
what
on
y'all,
so you can't,
I'm thinking to myself like, okay, so y'all want me to do all of that. Y'all still want to use it just as much. You want to feel free to come in and go as you please, which okay, because you got keys. But you don't want to put anything towards it. Oh, we will as soon as we build our spot. And when is that going to be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So tell me something. What difference does it make between me having a job and put money in? What's the difference? Oh, well, and then, you know, you got that. So after a while, just like anything, everybody fell off. Only person that stuck around was Bug. And I said, all right, Bug, this is what we got to do. We have to take over, and we got to do it strong. We have to take all of our favorite artists that we deal with on a regular basis when we was producers and we was trying to get them to get beats. And we need to come in here and we need to record them for free. And when we record them for free, we need to put the music out. And not just put it out on a platform. At the time it was Bandcamp and SoundCloud and you know, those type of websites at the time. Let's just flood the shit like that. Motherfuckers gonna hear it. And bullshit is nothing. Motherfuckers was hearing it. You know what I'm saying? They was, you know, MySpace was popping during this time. So we putting all our shit on MySpace. And you know what I'm saying? And flooded the shit out of it. And all of our friends that's recording, they flooding the shit out of it.
Right.
You know, Fitz Fonzarelli, he recording, putting his stuff out. Alco Leon, he recording, putting his stuff out. And shouting the shit out of us. Faculty Studios, Jesse Black, like day one, like killer, like hey, and the word just started to spread. And within 2 months of free studio time, then we flipped to, all right, cool. And the reason why we did that low key was because we didn't know what the fuck we was doing. We ain't know how to engineer. We never engineered. We didn't know, so we needed to practice.
Right.
But when we practiced, we didn't just. Some people was like, yeah, I practice for about like 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day. Nah, bro. We had a fucking blow up mattress, 2 blow up mattresses. He was over there, I was over to sleep, wake up, motherfucking Puerto Rican bath, nigga, watching this shit in there, learning, watching YouTube, doing this, going crazy at the time, you know, ask other engineers, wait, why you do that? Go out to Chicago, have somebody go to a professional engineer out of Chicago for a whole month and record my guy, come out of my pocket. Like I'm paying And mind you, it's like, nigga, you are an engineer. Yeah, I know I am, but you know what? I'm paying. This is my training. So I'm paying for my training right now. And if paying for my training is paying for your studio time so I could be up his, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what you do that? Hey, what?
Yes, sir.
Wait, what's that? What's that?
Sponging.
Right.
Yep.
You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? You know, like, damn, I ain't never heard of that plug-in. What's that? Hey, what's that? Hey, what's that? You know what I'm saying? The whole time. And this is, like, we did a whole 4 weeks of recording. I came out that bitch thinking I was motherfucking danger hands. Like,
Just,
boy,
you know, people don't believe that the game is to be sold, not told, bro.
Man.
And that's all you doing. You just buying game.
Man, you have to.
That's what I'm saying. You have to buy the game, dog.
You have to.
It's not going to be handed over to you free.
No.
Bro, you think I'm about to go out here and bump my head 36 times to give you the game for free?
Nope.
Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to take the game I give you if you get it free.
Right. You ain't going to use it right. You're going to
The free game, you ain't going to take it right.
It had no worth to you at that point.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm picking it up, I came out of there feeling like, oh, all right, cool. And then that's when we came up with the $25 and we like, all right, cool. You can survive on $25. I can survive on $25. All we need to do, really, $25 is overkill for us in our living standards. We single guys, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no kids, no nothing. That's overkill. I don't need all that shit. So shit, what can I really live on? At that time in 2010, I could live on $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then take the $10 an hour and then put it back into the company.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then build it so we can buy more equipment, get this, start trading stuff in and do stuff like this. Next thing you know, 25, bro, we was doing 40 hours plus a week, 50 hours a week, like a regular ass job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about being able to take trips to this place, you know what I'm saying, New York, Atlanta,
Right, be able to move around, do it.
Yeah. It paid to
Some
do that.
networking, you know.
Man, absolutely. So that was like at that time, like I was just, you know what I'm saying, I had my chest out. I was sitting up there looking like Brutus from Popeye and shit, walking and shit like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man, I know what the fuck I'm doing. But unfortunately, I ain't gonna say I burned a lot of bridges, but it kept a lot of people away from me because they like, he an asshole. This motherfucker just, you know, so that was it. He an asshole. To this day, motherfuckers like, man, you know, I never did fuck with you like that, man, but you was an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, at the time I was, but I was a
You had to be.
I had to be. I was a no nonsense person. I kept my circle small. Look, this is the way to go. I know what I'm doing because what I'm doing is right. Just
it's
follow
working.
it.
It's working.
And they didn't want to listen to me. They didn't want to follow it. And because they didn't want to follow it, and I tell them, like, all right, fine, then you go do your own thing. And then they go do their own thing, and they fail. And it's just like, I was trying to tell you, you didn't have to go do that.
Right.
What we was doing was right. I know you just didn't understand it at the time because your mind, and I'm not saying you're stupid, but your mind could not view it the way I could.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's... Sorry, I went on a tangent.
You good. You good on it.
Definitely decent. But what made you realize that you wanted to focus on music? Like, even maybe as a kid, you just always was singing some shit or writing something or just, you know, you always heard a beat or something. You know what I'm saying? What really was like kind of, you know, made you think that you were gonna do what you do now?
I'm gonna fuck your head up. You ready? I didn't like music. I didn't grow up with it. This is alright, so my mom's a heavy Christian. So I didn't have that Kanye, you know, like, oh man, see sounds or that, you know, I didn't have none of those producer stories, you know what I'm saying, how I came up. I didn't have that. I grew up, you know what I'm saying, single parent, my mom, she was heavy devout Christian, so she didn't want me really listening. Bro, listen, I had Criss Cross tape, and just because they said, you can get the finger in the middle. And she's like, did they say the middle? And just took the tape out of the cassette player, pulled the string out, just no cussing, no nothing. So I grew up really in the church, if anything, you know what I'm saying? And even then, I mean, I was like, I didn't start really truly listening to music shit until like, I'm gonna say Mystical was my first CD ever. That was my first.
Which Mystical? The Danger? That album?
The one with the puzzle. His face was a puzzle, and it was
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Tarantula? Not Tarantula.
No, not Tarantula. It was before that. It was the one with Still Smoking.
I remember. Yes, sir. Still Smoking. Yes, sir. I know.
Yeah.
That's that number. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, listen.
But you still got into it when hip hop was some hip hop.
Yeah, I got into it then. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to grow up on Raekwon. I didn't get a chance to grow up on none of that. For me, when I was growing up, which I guess you could say, you know, to answer your question, it was during that time because Mystical's album, it was the beat. I never did listen to the lyrics. I was never a lyrics person, ever. Mm-hmm. I didn't start getting to the lyrics until I started getting in my 20s. Because to me, I didn't give a fuck about the lyrics. It's about that beat. Yeah, that motherfucking beat. And I was the one listening to all the intricate sounds like, bro, was that he got a cricket going on that whole damn time?
Yep.
So I wasn't even listening to the rapper, bro, at all. So my first lyricist, for me, was Jay-Z.
Still not a bad.
That ain't a bad choice.
Wait, but it wasn't even Unreasonable Doubt. It wasn't even until Blueprint.
Still not a bad choice because that's one of the best albums I've heard in my life. That changed your life, didn't it, Jesse?
Man, it did. I was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, that bro.
The production on that.
What? See,
that shit changed my life.
Right, and then that's when I'm starting to listen to what he's saying. And I'm like, so everybody's like, oh, you think that's gonna go back to Reasonable Doubt? And during this time, the beats were so completely different than a Reasonable Doubt that I get over it. I'm like, no, because the beats wasn't strong enough for me to even get to the lyrics. See, the beat gotta move me. If I like the beat, now I'm gonna listen to you. It's fucked up as that sound.
Wasn't Reasonable Doubt the one they did the? It was pretty much like a movie.
No,
they did a video to all of them. Which one was it?
No, that was the time Sean Carter, I believe. That's when he had that a million guns in your face, and that's all that you can come up with. Or had the niggas in the hotels and all that.
Yeah. Now this was during his time where he was still he was getting out of his fast rapping speed. You know what I'm saying?
Blueprint, bro. Blueprint was a fucking.
I remember Blueprint. Blueprint. What caught my attention with Blueprint?
Oh, we talk about Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt was back when you had a lot of sample heavy tracks.
Yeah, it was the boom bap.
Yeah, it was that. It was more of that.
Yeah. So that is when I started, and then from there, then I listened to Nas, and at that time I still didn't listen to Nas until he beefed with Nas, and then when I heard fucking Ether.
Stillmatic, the album though.
But bro, when I heard Ether, and then once I listened to Ether, I went back and then I listened to the album, and then what was that song? Rewind or Reverse?
Rewind, when he said everything backwards and forward, backwards. Changed your life, didn't it? This when music was so fun, dog.
Do you hear me?
Oh my God, dog.
It was fun, but it was still creative. It's still.
My whole life just went. I just went back to when I first heard that song, bro.
Music still respected itself then.
Oh my God, bro! It's so.
And it was like so there. I was like, you
put the gun back in the guns go. The bullets go back in the clip. What? What?
You did what?
You did what? You stupid.
Nigga out. Hey,
I'm sorry, y'all. That shit was lit.
Nigga, hey, that. Okay, so
that's hip hop, bro.
Yeah, that was me. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, like everybody else, grew up on Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And that was just, I ain't gonna say it was by choice or force, but it was just like, being that you from Gary, bro. Tupac was like
your uncle.
Yeah, like he spit the shit that we saw. You know, motherfuckers don't understand that when we was coming up, bro. Like when you seen the movie Menace to Society, bro, it was like, nigga, that's like here. That's exactly like here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Except we ain't got palm trees.
That's it.
Oh shit.
I'm talking about everything is right here.
So, and that's what Tupac represented. So for us, like, that's the man.
Right.
When everybody else was Biggie, I was like, we wasn't.
I don't hear it. I don't get it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Thug, like, that's Nick. Wait, that's what we was on.
Gary.
That's Gary.
Yeah, that's Gary.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. And then from there, of course, No Limit, when they came out, that was just a whole, you know what I'm saying? So
what they come out with wasn't like 18 albums in a year and a half or some shit like that.
Come on, man. Come on.
They did retarded shit. They did some wow, I can't believe this happened. So if now I will tell you this. The producer that inspired me the most is Timberland. Now, that was because I had nobody else in the area that was doing anything remotely even close to him. But